In 1911, one man walked into the most famous museum in the world, hid inside a closet overnight, and walked out the next morning carrying the most valuable painting in history. He kept it hidden in his apartment for 2 years. The police questioned him twice and never suspected him. His name was Vincenzo Peruggia, and this is the most incredible heist in human history, the most guarded painting in the world. The year is 1910. France's director of National Museum stood before the press and declared something that would haunt him forever. He said, and these are his exact words, "You might as well pretend someone could steal the towers of Notre Dame." He was talking about the Mona Lisa. 1 year later, it was gone. The Louvre was the largest museum in the world. It had hundreds of guards, locked doors, and iron security. And yet, a simple handyman outsmarted all of it. How? Because he used to work there. The night before the heist, on the night of August 20th, 1911, Vincenzo Peruggia entered the Louvre like any other worker. He wore the standard white uniform. He blended in perfectly. But when the museum closed and the last visitor left, Peruggia didn't leave. He slipped into a small storage closet and waited, alone, in the dark, in complete silence, for hours. He knew every corner of that museum. He had spent months installing glass cases on the paintings, including the one protecting the Mona Lisa. He knew exactly how to remove it in minutes. The morning that shocked the world. On the morning of August 21st, Peruggia walked out of his closet. The museum was empty. He walked straight to the Mona Lisa, removed the glass case, lifted the painting off the wall, and wrapped it in his white uniform. Then he walked out the front door. Simple as that. Nobody stopped him. Nobody asked questions. A passing plumber even helped him open a locked door on his way out, with no idea what he was carrying. It took over 24 hours before anyone even realized the Mona Lisa was missing. A visitor who came to paint it found a blank wall and went to tell a guard. The world goes insane. What happened next was unlike anything the world had ever seen. The Louvre shut down for a week. 60 police officers searched every corner of the museum. The French government was humiliated. Newspapers across the world ran the story on their front pages. And then the police started arresting the wrong people. Pablo Picasso, one of the most famous artists in the world, was brought in for questioning. So was the French poet Guillaume Apollinaire. Both were innocent. Meanwhile, Peruggia was sitting in his apartment in Paris, with the Mona Lisa hidden under his bed. 2 years of silence. For 2 full years, the most wanted painting in the world sat at the bottom of a wooden trunk in a Paris apartment. Peruggia covered it with old clothes and shoes. Police visited his apartment. They questioned him. They looked around. And they left without ever finding it. The world had given up hope. Many believed the Mona Lisa was gone forever. Art critics mourned. The French government offered a reward. Nothing. Peruggia, meanwhile, was growing impatient. He had stolen the most famous painting in the world and couldn't sell it to anyone. The mistake that ended everything. In November 1913, Peruggia made his fatal mistake. He wrote a letter to an art dealer in Florence named Alfredo Geri, using the fake name Leonardo Vincenzo. He offered to return the Mona Lisa to Italy for 500,000 lire. Geri agreed to meet him. He brought the director of the Uffizi Museum to authenticate the painting. When Peruggia opened his trunk and revealed the Mona Lisa, the experts confirmed it was real. Then they made an excuse to leave and called the police. Peruggia was arrested in his hotel room. He couldn't even pay his hotel bill, the irony that nobody expected. Here's the most ironic part of this entire story. Perugia believed he was a patriot, stealing the Mona Lisa to return it to its Italian homeland. But he had one fatal flaw in his logic. The Mona Lisa was never stolen from Italy. Leonardo da Vinci himself brought it to France in 1516. It was never taken by force. Perugia stole a painting to return it to a country it had never been taken from. He served just 7 months in prison. The Italian court treated him like a hero, because in Italy, many people actually agreed with what he did. Vincenzo Perugia died in 1925, broke, forgotten, and never famous. But his theft did something he never planned. Before 1911, the Mona Lisa was just another painting. After the theft, it became the most recognizable artwork in human history. The headlines, the investigation, the 2-year mystery, all of it turned a quiet portrait into a global obsession. Today, 30,000 people visit the Louvre every single day just to see it. And, ironically, the man who made it the most famous painting in the world never made a single dollar from it. If this story left you speechless, good. Subscribe to Dark Minds, because next time the story gets even darker.